people who think she's a sociopath are going to be making this thing.
Yeah.
Insane. Now, this is interesting. This is from Daniel, of course, who said Ben Shapiro called Ayn Rand's philosophy pretty garbage. So he
Pretty
agrees with
garbage,
her.
like it's beautiful garbage, or it's pretty much garbage,
I
like
think
that.
it's pretty much garbage.
Okay.
He thinks her economics is great, but he draws artificial distinctions between economics and ethics, and Rand doesn't. And so to call her philosophy garbage, the philosophy of reason, self-interest, a bad thing, is to also indict capitalism, which is based on those ethics. So you can't separate the two. I had an argument with a guy on social media. It's not an argument, but a discussion with an objectivist on social media, one of my partners in one of my endeavors, who thinks it's incrementally better to send it to the conservatives. They sort of know what it's about. And I say, no, they don't. No, they don't. How are they going to decouple the economics from the ethics? Because they hate the ethics. They might like the free market, but they hate the ethics. And that in Rand's work, it's inseparable. It's like separating shape from an object. You can't. Sorry. It's a pipe dream to think that this is going to turn out good. I think it's going to be a freaking monster. It's going to be a Frankenstein's monster with some bizarre moral compromises in there. I can't.
Allie for $2 says, I want to see y'all's version. I support y'all. Thank you, Allie. And I thank you, Mark, also for the like, we should still keep fighting on this. And because what we have is good. And it's right, and it's something that actually can change hearts and minds. And we didn't, above all, we write to entertain. And Jennifer and I are going to continue to write to entertain, and we've got lots of other great projects that are in the works. And so this is not the end. It's not a big doomsday thing. Interesting. Cyrano D'Anconia said, I think this is directed to you, Mark. Do you know, in April 7th, Timcast, Craven calls Rand a psychopath at the 141 mark.
Yeah, that's
see somebody with the Daily Wire, I guess.
I don't know who that is.
Oh, yes, that's right. Clavin. Yeah, I think he is
Craven.
associated with. Yeah, I mean, that's the typical critique that you get from these morons. And they are now in control of the project. People who think she's a sociopath are going to be making this thing. Yeah. Insane.
Well, the benevolent part of me wants to wish the Daily Wire the best of luck.
No. So
an interesting thing I will say. So there was an interesting thing that James and Rucka brought up this morning, which is that if they do produce something that those million conservative viewers watch and that they like, it could cause them to read Atlas Shrugged and read Ayn Rand, and potentially could cause them to abandon the Daily Wire. So in that sense, I'm going to wish them luck in producing something that will cause all of their subscriber base to run.
That's very optimistic, but highly doubtful. And I do not wish them luck. I wish them all the horror in the world. I hope everything falls apart in their face, so that we can pick this up and do it the way it needs to be done. So I have no shame in saying that either.
Yes, I will say, so the way that I found out yesterday was Mark texting us. I happened to be sort of in the middle of a doctor's appointment, and I didn't have my glasses on, and it came up on my Apple Watch, and Mark sent us a link to the article, which doesn't show up on my Apple Watch. He just says, maybe we should talk about this in our pre-show call tonight for all mankind. And so I thought he was sending a article about For All Mankind that would be relevant. And it's because I didn't have my glasses, I asked my doctor, I'm like, can you read what this says? And she wrote, oh, maybe we should talk about this. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. And then when I was done with the appointment, and I actually clicked on the article, and I was like, holy, I gotta go. So
yeah. Well, all right, guys.
Not a good way to find out, but yeah.
I think we've talked about this enough. Unless there's any questions, I think we can just move on and move on with our lives, move onward and upward, and keep trying to push this project. Even if the Daily Wire seems to have it, I think we should still pursue it until we can't anymore. We won't take no for an answer until they're kicking us out the door and locking us up in a
Yeah,
cell.
what we
How's
have
that?
is still awesome. And I do want to be an optimist, and I want to believe that we will be able to get this done. May not be in the immediate time frame that we wanted, but we'll get it done. But in the meantime, we got some other cool shit we're going to be doing.
Peterson, we're pack animals, beasts of burden. We must bear a load to justify our miserable existence.